mic's on. Waiting on YouTube. See if I'm on YouTube. On. Waiting on the. Okay, what is going on, everybody? Good Saturday evening. Welcome to the Sports Talk with Kerry Wehmeyer show for Wednesday, Saturday. I'm just confused with my days because the storm had me confused. So July 13th. So how y'all doing? Um, everybody. Um, we did pretty. We fared well in the storm. Um, we didn't have no problems in the hurricane protection system. So I think that was good news for us. So unfortunately, the people down in Plaquemines Parish, they had a little levee over top, but um, they're getting that under. Hopefully, they can get that under control. So um, everybody across the country, around the world. So, how y'all doing? If you want to come in and talk to me, tell me hi. Come on down. We are on Facebook, Periscope, YouTube, and also Twitch for the Twitch folks. So just come on in and tell me hi. How did you fare? If you're in this area, in the New Orleans area, how did you fare with the storm? You can give me your reports or whatever through the Facebook, Periscope, YouTube, and Twitch. So, how's everything going? Scott Sachs, that's um, Sachs. How you doing? Um, let's go ahead and go over some sports headlines. Let's get back to some normalcy here. I know y'all want to get back to a lot of normalcy in the area, so let's begin with today's news headlines. We'll switch this out in the screens. Let's go ahead and talk about. Let's go over today's scoreboard update. Switch this out 1 second. Okay, there we go. Scoreboard update. MLB scores. If you want to talk to me tonight, come on down. Um, we're open, so we'll open the floor to everyone. So come on down. Okay. Let's give you the scoreboard update. Um, at 9:07 Central Time, the Baltimore Orioles are down 12-4, 12-4. That's in the bottom of the ninth. Runners at first, so they're down 12-4. Also, the Minnesota Twins in the top of the eighth is up 5-2. That's in the top of the eighth. Runners at second and no outs. Also, it is St. Louis on top, bottom eight, 4-2. That's 4-2. Cardinals. Also, Dodgers up 7-2. That's in the top of the seventh. Runners at first and one out. Also, it is the Giants top of the eighth, up 2-1. Also, it is the Phillies up 3-1, top eight. Also, the Houston Astros at the top of the sixth is up 5-4. Um, that's at Arlington. So bases loaded for the Astros. Also, it is delayed in the Reds and Rockies game. Um, it is now 2-1 Atlanta, top of the fifth. Runners at first. Also, it is 5-0 Angels. Nobody on base and no outs. Also, final scores from today. Toronto wins 2-1 over the Yankees. Baltimore wins 2-1 over Tampa Bay. Also, the Cubs win 10-4 over the Pirates. The Cubs are now 49 and 43, 31 and 16 at home. Also, it is the Oakland A's winning 13-2. They are now 52 and 41. They are 28 and 20 at home. Also, it is the Mets up 4-2. That was the final score, and the Royals up wins 4-1. That was the final score in the MLB games. So let's go to the minor league baseball scoreboard. I'm gonna switch it over to the minor league scoreboard. Okay, minor league scoreboard, AAA level. Gwinnett wins is winning 8-4. Bottom eight. So bottom eight. Charlotte has a runner at first and no out. Also, it is Iowa up 11-2. Top of the eighth. It is runners at first and second. Also, it is Indianapolis up 17-5. That's 17-5. Indianapolis on top. Top of the eighth. Also, it is San Antonio winning 5-1. Runners at first for Omaha and one out. The Baby Cakes are playing in Nashville, so they're away from the problems over here in the area. So 2-2, top of the seventh. Also, it is let's see, El Paso up 2-0. Also, top one, it is no score between Fresno and Sacramento. Also, it is top one. It is no score between Las Vegas and Salt Lake City. Also, Tacoma and Reno, no score. Also, it is let's see, Memphis is down 7-0. Top, bottom second, bottom second. Also, they did win 3-2. Also, Lehigh Valley wins 16-5 over Rochester. Also, it is Pawtucket winning 7-5 in 10 innings. Also, it was Louisville winning 12-9. That was a final. Also, it was Durham winning 11-6, and also Syracuse winning 6-2. So 6-2, Syracuse wins. Let's go to the Double-A level. Waiting on the score board. Okay, Mobile is up 9-1, top of the ninth. Looks like that game's gonna be belong to the Mobile Bay Bears. Bowie wins 7-6. Also, Corpus Christi and Midland tied up at 5, bottom 6. It is Amarillo on top 7-0, top 7. Also, it is Portland on top 7-3. Also, it is Harrisburg on top 3-1. Also, it is Hartford winning 11-9. Also, the Mississippi Braves lose 7-2. Also, the Trenton wins 8-3. Also, Altoona wins 10-7 in 10 innings. Also, Tulsa wins 5-1. Also, Pensacola, sure, despite the rain over there in Pensacola, it might have been sunny. It was 5-3 Pensacola winning. Jackson winning 6-3. Also, Arkansas winning 5-1, and Biloxi and Charlotte, Chattanooga has been postponed due to the weather conditions regarding Tropical Storm Barrett. So that was the MLB and minor league baseball scoreboard. Let's go ahead and see if we got any more scores with the summer league. We'll go ahead and talk about the summer league as well. So I'm going to switch out. Switch the screens again. Okay, let's go ahead and go over some summer league scores. Try to click this on. I don't know why it's so hard to click. Okay, let's go over the Pelicans game. They was in the tournament. Let's go ahead and give you some update on that. Okay, Pelicans went 101 to 100. That was in summer league play, so they're now 4-1, and they played the Miami Heat. Let's give you the status updates. Let's give you some stat updates on them. Okay, stat updates. We'll show it on the screen. If you can see it, let me know. See if we can show it on our screen. We'll show it halfway in. So that's the updates. So okay. Miami shot 50%. That was 39 to 78. So the Pelicans did shoot 42.9. So I'm looking at it this way. Look, they're gonna have to do a lot better in their shooting because they got outshot 50 to 42. That's something you can't be doing against a team like that because that's because Miami shot 39 of 78 shots. The Pelicans shot 36 of 84, so they were outshot by a few points. Now the three-point shooting was better for the New Orleans Pelicans. We held them to 23% on defense, but our offense we just shot pretty well there. We shot pretty well, 40%. That's 11 to 27. Free throw shooting was 78.3 to 69.6 for the Miami Heat. Rebounding, I'm kind of a little leery about this numbers right here. They were out rebounded 45-41. On the offensive boards, it was 19-17, but on the defensive boards, Miami. So that the only thing, the offensive boards was not bad for the New Orleans Pelicans. So 19 to 17, that was not bad. So that was the only stat that stood out for them. It was 28-22 Miami. Assists 14 apiece, steals 9 apiece, block shots 8 to 3. Turnovers. I'm very happy about these turnovers. 23 to 15 in favor of the Miami Heat. So the Pelicans kind of got 23 turnovers on defense, so that helped their cause to win this game. So that's the main. If you get more turnovers than the other, more defensive turnovers to the other team, you most likely will win this game. Period. End of story. But if your turnovers will be on the offensive side, you might not win this game. So you got to be they got to be more cautious when you look at these stats, folks. When you look at those turnovers, that's the main thing they're going to be watching for is defensive turnovers and offensive turnovers. That's the consistent concepts. Now, so I'm very happy with these with this defensive effort on the getting 23 turnovers and limiting their turnovers to only 15. So wasn't bad of a performance on turnovers, but hey, look, it's a start now. So let's go ahead and go over the box score. I'm gonna pull this box score up a little bit. Let me see if I can get it into my screen. So y'all be able to see the screen. If you can see the screen, let me know. We can, cause we're on a little. See, I'm trying to square it off. So let me know if you can see the box on the screen. The box scores on the screen. So okay, let's go ahead and go over the box scores for the Pelicans. Alexander Walker, he had 34 points. He shot 9 of 21. He had a pretty good performance today. That's something right there. I'm very impressed with Nickel Walker Alexander. So Alexander, look, he's gonna be shining in this summer league for the New Orleans Pelicans without a shadow of a doubt. Um, Kendrick Williams at 17 points. I'm very enthused about his points coming up because sometimes his points goes to single digits and you know the rest. So he had 8 of 13 shooting. He had 7 rebounds, 5 on defense, 2 on offense. Hayes is starting to wow me. Hayes is starting to wow me. I'm gonna tell you right now. Look, if they don't get this guy in the roster, I'm gonna tell you. I mean, look, he might be a bench role player, but I'm hoping he gets in this roster for the Pelicans. I hope he does, because look, he's impressing us every single time you look at it. So the box score, as it stands right now, once again, I'll repeat them. Walker Alexander with 34, Hayes with 15, and Kendrick Williams with 17 points. The main guy that was off the bench in double digit scoring was Dawkins with 11. And he's also was 3 of 6. So Dawkins with 11, 3 of 6. So look, these guys are going to impress. I mean, they've been doing these games. This is the 4th game right here for the New Orleans Pelicans, and they got it, and they showing some signs of improvement. When you look at these numbers, they show some signs of improvements. One of them might go in double digits, another one might go into a single digit. So that is my take on it. With the New Orleans Pelicans Summer League, they finished 4-1. They're still in the they're in the tourney, so I'm pretty sure they're gonna be playing whoever the winner is in the next game. So we'll stay tuned. We'll give you the information where they're gonna be playing. This is a tournament, so okay. Let's give you the other scoreboard update. Okay, it is Brooklyn up 104-83. That's in the 4th quarter. Also in the 1st quarter, it is Houston up 17-15. Also, Charlotte is on top 84-74, and Memphis is on defeats Boston 94-88. In other scores, New York wins 103-87. And let me see. Let me scroll this down. If you can see my scoreboard, the ticker. Okay, let me know. It was Orlando winning 85-73. The next game will be the Dallas Mavericks and also the Minnesota Timberwolves. That will be in a few minutes for people who are watching on the ESPN. So if you want to watch that game, it's going to be on ESPN2. So looks like we're running, so we're good. So let's go ahead and give you some stories from ESPN.com. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Number 2, let's see who's in there. Looks like I'm watching 2. Watch to see who's in the second side. Okay, whoever's in here, number 2, please come on in so we can see your name on the screen so we'll know you're here. Okay, let me switch this over. Okay, AD would put the Lakers roster up against anybody. Look, I'm going to tell you, look, AD right now is talking all that stupid stuff about putting their roster against anyone. Let me tell you something. Look, they can do that, but the other teams in the Western Conference may have something to say about it. You might have you have Oklahoma City. You're most likely going to have Utah. You're most likely going to have Dallas, and you most likely will have Dallas, Portland, and also the LA Clippers. Look, it's all right to say put your roster up against anybody, but hey, you got to prove it first. You got to prove it. The first couple of games, you got to prove it. You got to prove your roster's good. You got to prove it. You just can't sit there giving sound bites to everyone and everyone on social media or the national media or whatever. Because look, they're going to question that comment. They're going to question that. So I'm going to say I'm not taking anything away from AD, but look, you got to prove it. Like I said, you got to prove you're worthy of any attention. That's one thing about it. So that's my take on it. What's yours? Do you think the Lakers roster can go up against anybody in the Western Conference or in the Eastern Conference? State your opinion in the if you're from YouTube, Periscope, Facebook, and Twitch, you can post your comments now. We'll watch your comments on the screen go by. If you agree with Anthony Davis on his analysis on this Lakers roster, you can state your opinion. Okay, this is from Dave McManus. You can reach him at ESPN. It came out about 8:45, quarter to 9. So let's go ahead and give you a I'm gonna probably see if I can play this clip for you. I'll let you decide. So let me go ahead and switch this out. So we're about to switch out to the Dolby's. I'm gonna let you listen to it for a few seconds, and you can state your opinion on it. So let's go ahead and switch it out.
Hey, Anthony, Mike Trudell with the Lakers and Spectrum. Just wondered how you think that playing alongside LeBron on offense and defense is going to impact your game, just having somebody that's along that same level of skill. And then also wondered, Coach Vogel, if you could address that as well.
The things you do on the floor is pretty amazing. You see it on TV, and you're a fan. When you're a fan of the game, you watch it a lot. And I never really had a chance to experience, playing alongside him. 2012 Olympics, I didn't play as much. I was like the towel guy, just waving towels. And then, we had a little bit of time doing All-Star games, but to get a full season and to see the things that he's able to do, pass, shoot, talks well defensively. He's a great leader. So I'm excited to, get a.
It's going to depend on how the roster goes. If Frank Vogel, the coach of the Lakers, sure, he's talking all good about the that coach that they just hired, Frank Vogel. Look, I'm gonna tell you, like I said, you got to prove it on the court. You got to prove that the Lakers roster is worthy going up against the Pelicans, the Oklahoma Cities, the Utah Jazz, Portland Trail Blazers, Golden State Warriors of the world, and also the Minnesota and on the Eastern Conference side. So that's my take on it. Once again, what's yours? You can come in and state your opinion via Facebook, Periscope, YouTube, and Twitch. So we'll entertain your comments. Looks like nobody's coming. So let's move this along. Okay, Kepler homers in his five straight at bats versus Braun, Trevor Braun. Brawner numbers. Okay, let's show you his numbers. I will show you right here. Against Max Kepler, he had five home runs. Also, um, back in 2003 and 4, Carlos Delgado had one against Max Kepler had one against Trevor Braw. Also, George Sosa had another home run. That was five. Also, Frank Howard back in 1963 versus 64 versus Brian Hurdley. Look, this is numbers right here. They had home runs off the same pitcher. So that's amazing. That's amazing facts right there. So that's off of Trevor Bauer. So let's show you his numbers. I'm gonna break his numbers down for you. Give me 1 second to switch it over. Max Kepler's numbers for this year. Okay, Max Kepler, he's hitting 262. He's got 56 RBIs under his belt. So look, he's playing with the Minnesota Twins. So his on base percentage is 335. His career, he's batting 238. He's got 77. He's also had 246 RBIs, and his on base percentage is 317. So look, that's quite amazing um, number right there. When you look at that number right there, he bats left-handed, and I think this guy that they talking about is most likely a righty, or a lefty. So in this game, he went 2 for 5. He had two home runs in that game, so he's hitting 400. So Max Kepler. So I mean, I'm not bullshitting you folks. This is look. A lot of people will tell you look, he's hitting 400. Now in the last 7 games, he's hitting a sloppy 133. 133. That was in the last 7 days of his during games. Now in the away games, he's hitting 267. He's hitting 30 for one 30. He's driving in 30 runs a game. He's hitting 10 home runs. He has 25 RBIs. Against Cleveland, he went let's see 6 for 28. He's hitting 214. So he's hitting 214 against Cleveland. So his numbers is kind of dropped. Now against the AL, his numbers is kind of up at 253. He has 75 hits against the AL, and also has 18 home runs against the AL teams. Now in the month of July, which is this month, he's let's see, he is 7 for 34. So his numbers are dropping in the month of July at 206. 206. So his numbers is not nearly as what he's getting tonight in the last couple of games. Also against Bauer, that was against let's see, he went 11 for 34. 11 for 34. He's hit 324 against that pitcher. He's hitting 324 against that pitcher. Now that's something right there. And when you hitting 324, you had 3 home runs against that guy. So his on base percentage. Let's go ahead and give you his. Scroll down to his slugging percentage. I'm going to highlight it. He has a slugging percentage of 518. 518. So hey, that's a pretty good clip right there when you look at it. his facts, we're going to look at his facts. He's sixth in the AL in home runs with 21. At DH, he's ranked one. At center field, he's ranked 22nd. In right field, he's ranked 66. So he debuted, in 2015. He's been around 4 years. So look, he's a pretty good hitter. He's from um, um, Berlin, Germany. So to say um, he's hitting against this pitcher is like I said, it's unusual. Trouble Bronner. So that's my take on it. Nelson Cruz and so they lead 5-3. So let's go ahead and give you some more information. Okay, let's go ahead and okay. Hall of Famer Bob Gibson says he has pancreatic cancer. Um, Unfortunately, yeah, we're reading this article. That's unfortunate for Bob Gibson. He was a National League MVP award winner back in 1968. Um, he learned that he had this pancreatic cancer. So my thoughts and condolences go out to him. Hopefully he will come get his a speedy recovery. Hopefully he can get his treatments and go and probably um, have a speedy recovery. Hope so. I mean, look, nobody wants to see somebody like that used that played in the major leagues um, get pancreatic cancer, and and no one should be able, and no one should be get it. But look, that's the reality of it. So he went 22-9 in the majors. He had a 1.12 ERA. He also had 13 shutouts and also 268 strikeouts back in 1968 when he played for the St. Louis Cardinals. So that's very tragic news right there. But look, with the necessary treatments and stuff like that, hopefully he will make a pretty good recovery and he'll be around longer. So that would so the chemotherapy. So he's going to start that on Monday in Nebraska. So um, he is going to turn 84 in November. So he's an old guy, but hey, look, I'm pretty sure, like I said, with the necessary treatment, he can um, hopefully he can live um, much longer. So that's like I said, that's unfortunate, but let's go ahead and switch it out. Okay, let's see. Okay, attorneys Elliott Target um, of exoneration and complaint. So this is what we're talking about right here. It's Mike Tanner Braum details he would do if he were the Cowboys front office, saying um, that he would put focus on others despite Ezekiel Elliott aborting suspension. So that's the thing we're talking about. Look, if they claiming assault during um, the Dallas Cowboys running back um, filed a complaint claim against him in an altercation that was in Las Vegas. So over the course of the several months, Elliott will be targeted. This is a highfalutin word, but um, so Kyle Johnson filed a criminal complaint against Mr. Elliott in connection with the incident. So if he did this, look, I strongly advise him. I mean, I'm not an attorney now, and I'm not no legal expert on this, but look, this might be a serious charge against him, because this guy, who is the security guard over there at the Las Vegas hotel that he was in, and then it was he had an altercation. Hopefully, it could be settled, but I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with this stuff. I mean, I'm pretty skeptical it's going to drag on. I mean, I hope it doesn't, but he is getting a complaint against him, so hopefully, luck. So we're gonna play this guy. It's Mike Tannenbaum. We'll go ahead and play his clip. He'll give us more details on it. Let me go ahead and set this up.
So obviously a relief for Ezekiel Elliott and for the Cowboys there.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, as a veteran in the locker room, this is exactly the outcome that you wanted. You want all of your guys, all hands on deck, to be available. You know, this is an important year for everyone within the Dallas Cowboys organization, from the head coach on down, and obviously maybe the most important player for the team is going to be available at the start of the season. So
we talked earlier in the show about the kind of conversation you have with a player in this situation if you're in the front office. Does the fact that he isn't being
this is the information that is detailing his off-the-field incidents. He was questioned by police in a domestic violence case that was back in July of 2016. Also, March of 2017, pulled down a woman's shirt at a Dallas parade. Also, if you can see this, let me know. You can come in and comment about this Ezekiel Elliott situation. Also, reportedly involved in a incident at a Dallas bar that was back in July of 2017. November through and December of 2017. He was also received a 6-game suspension for personal conduct policy, and also May of 2019 he was detained, not arrested, after pushing a man at a music festival. That was so I look at it this way. This stuff right here is airing his dirty laundry right here. This is what they talking about. All those things that's pointed in this story right here. So I don't know. Look, if he's not going to be suspended, certainly the case from the security guard should be dropped. But you know how it is. So that's something we're going to be watching if he's going to be on that field. I mean, they're saying he's not going to be suspended, but it could be brought up even more with that security guard. He might come out and speak out against him. So you got to be fully aware of what's going on. So he's got to realize, Ezekiel Elliott has to realize, every time when you do something stupid, you're fucking up your career. That's real talk, folks. I'm not here on these cameras telling you this just to tell you this. I'm here to tell you this because, look, we're watching these reports daily with this, and hopefully that won't be a factor for Dallas this coming year. So let's go ahead and play a little bit more of this clip.
Being suspended change any part of that message or make it even more difficult to deliver?
No, you have to have a stern, direct, and very hard conversation that your behavior is not acceptable. And even though it didn't rise to the level of a suspension, It's still not conduct becoming of a Dallas Cowboy. And again, if I was in the front office making the decision, I would hit pause on the contract extension, and I would put my efforts and energy into the good players and the players that have handled themselves the right way off the field, starting with the quarterback, Dak Prescott, and their receiver, Amari Cooper. So hopefully it's a lesson learned for Zeke Elliott. It doesn't happen again. But if I'm the Dallas Cowboys, I have to have that conversation with him.
So they're talking about pausing his contract extension. Look, I think that would be a right thing to do right now. And send a message to Ezekiel Elliott that these behaviors that he's been doing with those incidents will not be tolerated. So that's my opinion on it. I'm just going to give you to you straight. Look, I'm not here to tell you this just to hear what you need to understand, not what you need to hear. So that's my take on it. This came out at 7:01 Central Time. This is from ESPN. Let's go ahead and switch this over. Okay, see what else we're going to be talking about tonight here in this Saturday night edition. Okay, let's see. Let's see. This is about Tremont Waters. Tremont Waters on net 16 just days after his dad's death. So that's good for the young man, Tremont Waters. He is from LSU, so he's trying to make a roster spot with the Boston Celtics. His dad was found dead in the West Haven, Connecticut hotel on Thursday, according to police. The medical examiner's office on Friday ruled out Waters' death a suicide. So that's good for this young man. He was drafted in the 51st pick overall by the Boston Celtics. So look, I'm very happy for this young man. Look, I'm pretty sure he will hopefully he will make a roster spot with the Boston Celtics. Okay, let's see what else we need to talk about tonight. And tonight's show, we're about 42 minutes in. I don't see anybody in here. We look like we're quiet. So, okay, we'll give you another score update. MLB, it is Dodgers up 11-2, top 9. Also, Milwaukee up 4-2, top 9. Also, bottom 9, it is Washington up 4-3. The Astros are tied up at 5. That's in the top of the 8th. So that is in the games right there. Okay. How many chances does Serena Williams have left to break the record? Let's go ahead and talk about that. ESPN's kind of sticky right now. So we'll show you what's how many chances does Serena Williams have left to break the record? In my opinion, I think she has plenty of time to break that record. I think she has plenty of time. I mean, she has proven. Look, a lot of people say on social media that um, Serena Williams is overrated. Here's my opinion about it. She is not overrated. She has won more um, titles, that's in master titles in tennis, than anybody in the circuit on the women's side. She won more titles. That's one thing about it. I mean, before you come up in here and say, well, she's overrated, no good. Well, check your facts. You better check your facts because look, they saying how many times she's going to have chances to win a major title. I would say she has plenty of chances. She has absolutely plenty chances to win, to break records before her career is done. I mean, they act like the media acts like her days are numbered. Give me a goddamn fucking break. Look, Serena Williams, look, she's not going anywhere anytime soon. Make no mistake about it. So that's my take on it. This is from Jeremy BBEMBRY. You can reach him at the Undefeated. That's the Undefeated website. It's also association with ESPN.com. Marhart hit 3 times. Woody Harrelson can't believe it. This is I'll show you this. Show you a few highlights of it. Let's go ahead and give you a few highlights of it. This is what they was talking about here. He got hit right in the look like in the face or something like that. So I'm gonna tell you, this is this sure. Tennis might not be a non-contact sport, but when they hit that racket, swinging that racket, and that ball's coming right at your face, you better be careful. So let's go ahead and give you more analysis on it.
I felt that here. We're standing right next to that. You see Nick goes a long way back,
so he
moves into it. So
he hits it right in the face. He tries to back up, and he hits him right in the face. So look, that's unfortunate right there, and he's on doubles competitions. But look, that's the reality part of it. So this is some of the highlights of this incident. Mulhunt was hit 3 times. Woody Harrelson couldn't believe it. So let's go ahead. John Deere Classic. Trengale is 16 under. Landry is 16 under. Haas is 15 under. Swinnick is SCH Swinhink is SCHNEK. He's also 15 and Walnut is also 14 under at the John Deere Classic. That's up in Illinois. Okay, in WNBA basketball action today, the Ace win 85-81, 85-81. So, okay, in Major League Soccer, it was Salt Lake City up 1-0. That's in the 44th minute. So that game's still going on. Minnesota winning 1-0. Toronto winning 2-0. That's in full time. Also, Colorado and Portland will play at 10 p.m. Central Time. It's just about 10 now. They should be getting ready to start. So that's the news headlines on ESPN. We're going to switch it to another screen. We're going to switch over to the New Orleans Advocate headlines. We'll switch that over. Let's go ahead and see what we're going to talk about today. Okay. Okay, after the MLB signing deadline uh, here, who will who who will won't play for LSU next season? This is they're talking about that. This is came out yesterday in the Baton Rouge Advocates slash Times Picayune. Okay, the signing deadline has passed. Players taken in last month's draft have 5 p.m. to sign. So hopefully LSU didn't have um, much reason to worry. So look, and rightfully so, because LSU could go out and recruit some of these players, recruit new players, and new players will come in and be LSU stars. I mean, look, just because the those LSU players that left LSU for the MLB um, teams, look, that's not going to affect LSU in the long run. That will not affect LSU. I mean, they can build back up their class. That's one thing they could do um, for the future and beyond. So I'm not really concerned about those players leaving, um, hurting LSU. I'm not concerned about it. I'm not the least bit concerned about it, to be honest with you. So that's my take on it. This is from Walker Alexander. You can reach him. Wilson Alexander. Excuse me. Saying his name wrong. It's been a long fucking week, so um, excuse my language. You can reach Walker Alexander at theadvocate.com. That's Walker Alexander at theadvocate.com. So, okay, that's we'll switch this over. See what else we're gonna talk about today. Oh, somebody's calling my phone. I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna hold off. So, alright. Conference media days will begin this coming week, which will be Monday. The American Conference Media Days. Um, Gary, go, Gary Smith, that's Guerry. He is going to be at that American Conference Media Days, so he's going to be covering for the New Orleans Advocates slash Times Picayune. This is from him. What are the ramifications of UConn leaving the conference? Um, in 2021 will not hurt the league, and I don't think it's not going to hurt the league. I'll be honest with you, because look, UConn hasn't been relevant. They hasn't been relevant. Their record in conference play has been a dismal 3-21. That's gonna because they're gonna be on a ban. I think in basketball they cannot be in a postseason for the next 2 years because of their low situation that they had. So UConn, look, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's not gonna hurt. I mean, if we get another team in the American Conference, so be it. They're saying Army, they're saying BYU. Look, I think Army would fit the conference well, because Navy is an American Conference school for football. Excuse me. And I think Army would fit better, and also would benefit this league. So that's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm kind of predicting right now. If Army comes in here, it's going to benefit this conference. Also, how imminent David Holmgren's impact on Houston. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's going to be a big impact, because he can get that team. Because he was coaching at West Virginia, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna be a force to be reckoned with in this conference for years to come with this coach from West Virginia. So, um, so that's my take on it. Also, can anyone knock off UCF? I'm pretty sure somebody will knock off Central Florida. LSU did it. That was in the Fiesta Bowl. But here's the thing: Central Florida will most likely spawn back up and be a reckoning force in this conference again. So you're not going to hear from Central. You're not going to hear the last word from Central Florida. That's for sure. You're not going to hear the last word from them. So now, let's see. Will any former power rise? I'm kind of skeptical about. Let's see. Um, Tulsa. I'm kind of skeptical about that. They had a bad season. Navy. They had a bad season. East Carolina most likely will probably come back up. South Florida. I mean, they was rolling at the um, first half of the season, going into the um, second to latter part of the season, but they had their breakdowns. So Tulsa, I don't know about Tulsa, to be honest with you. That's my honest opinion. I don't know about Tulsa, to tell you the truth. I mean, anybody can win this conference. It's a very tough, competitive conference. Don't write this conference off. Don't never write this conference off. Never, because I'm gonna tell you, in layman's terms, they will most likely be a Power Six sooner or later. Because look, they leaving them out. But I'm gonna tell you, if one of these teams that they're showing on the screen goes and beats one of those big boy schools uh, at their place or at home, wherever they're playing, I'm gonna tell you, one of those teams most likely will make this conference a Power Six one day. So on Tuesday, Willie Fritz will be on the stage. I'm gonna have the live feed of it. Hopefully, we'll get you stuff. So that's going to be um, we'll have like I said, we don't know what time it's going to be. He'll be on there. Patrick Johnson's will be the players. PJ Hall and Darius Bradwell will be the guys that's going to the American Conference Media Days. So that will be this coming Monday and Tuesday up in Rhode Island. So that's from Gary Smith. You can reach him at the Advocate. He is covering the I think the Tulane Green Wave this year and also the American Conference. So you can reach him at the Advocate / Times Picayune. That is the Advocate / Times Picayune. Okay. All right. We're rolling. Okay. Okay. Scott Rabelais. Let's see what Scott Rabelais has to say. Scott Rabelais, for a change, there is no um, um, change in the coaching lineup for SEC Media Days. So I think that's perfect. To say the truth, there won't be no changes. So also SEC Media Days will begin this coming week. I think it's going to be Monday. So it's on the 15th. So it's going to be 15th through the 18th. So You will not see significant changes with the um, conference coaching lineup that's going to be there. Gus Malzahn will speak on. I think he's going to be speaking on the I think Wednesday or something like that. So Derek Mason, Chad Morris, also the class of 2006. The coaches was Les Miles, Mike Schuler, um, Joe Klein for Alabama before Nick Saban came in. Um, it was Houston Nutt. He was Tommy Tuberville. He was still coaching. Also, Urban Meyer. That was back in 2006. Also, Mark Rick Brooks, Ed Orgeron on Ole Miss side, Sylvester Croom on Mississippi State, Steve Spurrier, also Philip Fulmer, and Bobby Johnson. So that was back in 2006. But the coaching um, lineups will not change this year for the conference media days. So this is from Sheldon Scott Rabelais. You can reach him. He's always on point with his articles. You can reach him at the Advocate / Times Picayune. That's Advocate / Times Picayune. So that's a trusted name right there in the business right there. Scott Rabelais. Okay. I think we covered mostly. Let's talk about making waves. Okay. Um, Making waves in Willie Fritz's fourth year. Um, and this is going to be a very pivotal year. I mean, coming off this bowl win for Willie Fritz, I'm going to be honest with you. This was a pivotal year for him because, look, a lot of people and a lot of predictions is expecting Tulane to finish 7-5. Here's the things I'm going to tell you right now on Tulane. Number one is we have to stay healthy. Number two, we got to decide who's going to be the running back. And number three, we have to we're going to have a good defense. I mean, sure, we have that coach from Memphis. Let's see what happens during the season. Because it's going to be a very interesting season for Tulane football in general. That's one thing about it. I'm not here to tell you what you need to hear. I'm telling you what you need to understand about these things. Because if we don't stay healthy and the quarterback play goes to shits and the defense starts getting rattled in every game by these offenses coming in to Yeoman Stadium and on the road. Look, that 6-6, that 7-5 might turn into you see, I'm gonna give you another. I'm gonna give you an example. When Curtis Johnson came in, he was in here 4 years for Tulane. That was from 2012 to 2000 and let's see, 2012 to 2015. So that's something right there. It was look, first year and back in 2013 they went to a bowl game. Now 2014, 15, 16, 17, look, they went belly up. So that's another thing we got to be aware of. Not getting a letbacks. Not getting letbacks. So that's exactly where Phil Steele has them. That's in the preseason magazines. You can go get them. Um, he he's the most trusted source on the in the college football predicting business. What he is the most trusted source Phil Steele. He says in his preseason magazine indicators that Tulane will finish a distant third behind Memphis. But I wouldn't be so sure about that because last year, the bowl season, Tulane finished as co-champions. Three-way tie as co-champions. The only reason why Memphis got in because of that tiebreaker. But Tulane was still the co-champions. And also Houston was also still the co-champions of the American Conference. So I'm going to kind of disagree with him on some instances. I mean, it can be a three-way race, or it could be locked into a four-way race, and we'll have four co-champions, and we just certainly it'll be a mess that we have to sort out. That's my gut feeling about this season. That is my gut feeling. I'd say it's going to be like I said, three-way race between Memphis, Houston, and Tulane. It's a toss-up. It's an absolute toss-up. So, look, sure, I agree that, look, anybody can win this conference at any time. I don't care if you're Navy. I don't care if you're Houston. I don't care if you're Tulsa. I don't care if you're Memphis. I don't care if you're Houston, or I don't care if you're Tulane. Anybody can win it at any time. So that's my take on it. So what's yours? You can state your opinion via Facebook, Twitter, Periscope, and Twitch. So I have the comics chat rooms up. So if you want to come in and post your predictions for the 2019 American Conference season, feel free to come on in. We do allow your comments, but please keep it respectful at all times because we do not want any incidents of any kind disrupting these chat rooms and stuff like that. So please be aware of what I'm saying through these microphones to everybody that's around us on Facebook, Periscope, YouTube, and Twitch. So, okay, this is from Gary Smith. I'm trying to say his name. If I'm saying his name right, you can reach him at advocate slash Times Picayune. That's the advocate slash Times Picayune. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm looking at everything. I think we covered everything on the New Orleans Advocate side. Okay, I'm about to do a little more headlines. Let's go ahead and switch this over. I'm going to go to the Bleacher Report now. The BleacherReport.com. It's called Bleacher Report. You can go there and we read from these articles here as well. There's nowhere else you can find legitimate information. I mean, look, you might look on the internet and find different sources, but you got to question yourself. Ask yourself, does these reporters have your team's interest in mind? That's the thing I kind of stress to people. Please don't get sucked into clickbait internet websites. That's what I'm trying to tell people through these cameras. Okay, here's the headline I'm showing you right now on the screen. Every NFL team's biggest sleeper heading into training camp. Let's go ahead and give you the one of the sleepers. This is Carlos Wilson, Caleb Wilson. I'm showing his name. He most likely is on the list right now. That's the first one we're looking at, one of 32. Next guy is Dedrin Senate. He's also most likely going to be a sleeper in this thing. Also, Chris Board from the Baltimore Ravens. Also, Dexter Knox from the Buffalo Bills. His numbers, um, he logged 22 receptions for 259 yards and a touchdown. He could challenge Knox for targets, so in the passing game. So that's one thing Dexter Knox will most likely will do. Will be a potential target for their quarterbacks. So the next guy we're looking at is Christian Miller. He's from he's the edge linebacker from the Carolina Panthers. So we're showing you his information. Javon Wilms, that's Wims. So he's also going to most likely be a sleeper going into the 2019 season. Also, Christian Westerman from the Cincinnati Bengals. That's Christian Westerman for the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, Jermaine Whitehead, he's a safety. Hopefully he picks up his game because I think they're saying he's going to be a sleeper. Now, Dorrance Arnold for the Dallas Cowboys. He is a defensive end. So he recorded 15 sacks in through the last 3 seasons at Kansas. So he's lining up in 273 defensive snaps. So that is this is from Pro Football Reference. You can go there and research your player and how many defensive snaps he's going to be lining up in. So next guy is DeMarcus Walker. He's from the Denver Broncos. He also had 16 tackles and also 19.5 tackles for loss. So I don't know about him being a sleeper. I most likely think he's going to be a person that's going to step up because his 16 sacks right here. We're showing you this. His 16 sacks and also his 19 and a half tackles for loss most likely will not get him sleeper status. Andy Jones, wide receiver with the Detroit Lions. So he's trying to fight for that fourth spot in the on the wide receiver core. Now, Trevor Davis, he's a wide receiver with the Green Bay Packers, and I'm pretty sure. I think looking at it right here, who? My question to y'all: who will be your sleeper in 2019? You can post your comments inside the Facebook, Periscope, YouTube, and Twitch comment section. We will watch you via restream. So if you're coming in, we'll know who you put in there. So you can put your sleepers for 2019. So we're just making sure. Okay, the next guy is Vincent Smith. He's from the Houston Texans. He had a torn ACL. That's what he was talking about. So look, I'm a little confused. Just let me know who's your sleeper. Okay, Molau and Cox. You also had in the 2018 campaign, he had 66 receptions, 750 yards. So that was a pretty good numbers going into his 2018 season. Also, Chris Conley from the Jacksonville Jaguars. Also, um, Demon, Demarion Wilson. I'm trying to read his name. That's Demarion Wilson. Um, the Chiefs have new starters. They're gonna be in a base defense. It's gonna be transition from a 3-4 to a 4-3. So it's a significant upgrade for the Kansas City Chiefs. But he's with the Kansas City Chiefs now, so it's most likely will work out for him. Hopefully it does. Their defensive formation from 3-4 to the 4-3. Also, Jalen Watkins, he is a defensive back from the Chargers. Um, so that's the sleepers right there. Greg Gaines from the Los Angeles Rams, he's a defensive lineman. Also, Kayvon Ballage from the Miami Dolphins. Excuse me. In his career, he had 156 carries for 722. So I'm pretty sure he might get his numbers um, up to par. He might not be a sleeper, but I think he's gonna be the one that's gonna make those plays for this Miami Dolphins team. So now, um, Javon Kersey. Javon Kersey, he's a safety with the Minnesota Vikings. So his numbers speaks for itself. 27 solo tackles. He also had a half a sack. He also played 202 defensive snaps. So they're most likely going to be having him on the field a lot because he played 202 on the defensive side. So now, Jawan Bentley, he's with the New England Patriots, the Super Bowl champion New England Patriots, um, as well. So also Traquan Smith. I'm looking for a lot of things out of Traquan Smith. So I'm pretty sure if they're going to say he's a sleeper, I'm going to say he's going to make the plays for the Saints as well. Just like Michael Thomas makes the plays for the Saints. He's going to be one of those wide receivers will most likely come up on that depth chart. To be with from maybe the number 5 to the number 2. Nobody knows, but it will happen. Also, he played 54% of his offensive snaps, so they're expecting him to be on the field a little bit more. So it makes some plays. Look, Ted Ginn, I'm going to tell you, he most likely will be the wide receiver, the number 2 wide receiver going into camp, but we shall see who's going to get it. We shall see. I mean, because look, I'm not saying Ginn doesn't make plays. Ginn makes plays sometimes on the special teams. But look, it's going to be a constant battle between him and Smith going into training camp. Okay, the next guy we're going to be talking about is Julian Love. He's with the New York Giants. He's a cornerback. They're probably going to he had 39 pass breakups so at Notre Dame, so he's going to get his some of the reps on the first team. So also John Han Janahan Harris, he's with the New York Jets. So, um, so that's going to be some playmakers right there that they're going to have. Okay, Hunter Renfro, he's with the um, Oakland Raiders. So that's probably going to be another sleeper of the on their lineup as well. Okay, linebacker T.J. Edwards. So also Ryan Switzer. He is with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So he um he recorded 859 punt and kickoff returns. He also had 36 catches for 253. He can do it all. Special teams and most likely um, being the um, wide receiver on the offensive side. So look, he could be a weapon for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, don't get me wrong. Okay, Tavares Moore. I'm trying to say his name. He's a safety. Tavares Moore. He's a safety with the 49ers. Now, this is a hard name. Um, you go. Why? It's a hard name. We'll spell it out for you. It's Ugocchuk WUAN um, AMADI. So if I'm saying this name right, it's a little tricky name now. Um, so he most likely will be a sleeper. Okay, Shanquell Barrett from the Tampa Bay Bucks. Um, Next one is Tawan Taylor from the Tennessee Titans. So I'm pretty sure he'll make a play now. Trey Quinn, the wide receiver with the Washington Redskins. Quinn put up an impressive junior campaign at SMU with 114 catches for 1,236 yards and 13 touchdowns. Mr. Irrelevant in the 2018 draft. So he was the there was I think 256 pick that would be Mr. Irrelevant. So that's your players are going to make be sleepers, but they're going to make some impacts in games. So that's from Maurice Norton. That's Moton. You can reach him at bleacherreport.com. That's bleacherreport.com. Okay, I think we covered everything. Okay, let's switch over. Okay, let's give you some minor league baseball scores before we sign off for this evening. This is our first broadcast since Thursday. We didn't Friday and Saturday. We didn't have a broadcast this morning, so we're doing a broadcast tonight. Okay, this is the scoreboard. We'll give you a AAA scoreboard update. Wait for the Okay, everything's on the screen. It's El Paso in the bottom of the seventh, leading 7-0. Also, Sacramento leading 1-0. Also, it is Las Vegas up 6-5. Also, it is Tacoma up 4-1. Memphis is down 8-3, bottom of the fifth. So they're still going on in Memphis. Let's see what's happening with the New Orleans Baby Cakes. I'm going to switch it over. Okay, final score. The Baby Cakes lose 3-2 tonight. Let's give you the game wrap box score. We'll give you the box score in just a second. Okay, we'll give you the winning pitchers and stuff like that. Okay, your winning pitcher was Carpenter. He's 1-0. Moran was the loser. He's 2-2. He let's see. The scoring began in the Bottom of the second for the Nashville Sounds. They scored 2 runs. Let's look at the play. How they scored their 2 runs in the bottom of the sixth. Let's begin. They did score on a home run. There was 2 home runs in the bottom of the sixth, so they made it 3-2. And let's see, bottom of the ninth. So it was bottom of the ninth as well. So they were hitting. It was mostly home runs. The Baby Cakes did score on a double, made it 1-0. Also, they scored on a home run, made it 2-0 in the game. So that was the box score scoring recap. Let's give you the um, box score recap. Sierra went 1 for 4. Alvarez went 2 for 4. Diaz went 1 for 3. Dean went 2 for 3. Brinson went 0 for 4. Morero went 0 for 4. O'Brien 0 for 4. Hyman went 0 for 3. And Guerrero went 0 for 3. Baby Cakes left 13 on base. They left 5 as a team. Not very good on those runners in scoring position. Once again, that's rearing this ugly head once again in games. They got to. I mean, right now, I'm not right now. They're 50 and 43 right now. They're 50 and 43. But when you leave runners in scoring position, your chances of winning certainly diminishes. So that's the rule of baseball. That's the written rule of baseball. You got to score runs. Now let's give you the pitching recap. They had 6 strikeouts tonight, 1 walk, 3 home runs given up. They gave up 10 hits, 3 runs, 3 of them was earned. Potteet, that's P-O-T-E-E-T, had 3 strikeouts and 1 walk. He gave up 9 hits, 2 runs, 2 of them was earned. Moran gave up 1 hit, 1 run, 1 of them was earned, and also he gave up 3 home runs. So right now, let's give you the standings on the Baby Cakes. We'll go ahead and do that as we're going into the second half of the season. Minor league standings. Let's give you the Pacific Coast League minor league standings. Okay, the minor league standings as right now in the American Southern Division, the Baby Cakes right now are 6 games out of first. So they're going to have to pick up some ground if they're going to be contenders in the playoff race at the end of the season. Sure. Minor League Baseball has 144 games. Right now, the Baby Cakes record, and I kid you not, on the road is 17 and 17. No, not 7. 25 and 18. So they're good on the road, but they have to get these wins on the road if you're going to be a contender. Division record 17 to 17. They're on a 1-game winning streak. So the elimination number right now for the Baby Cakes is 43. So that's the elimination number to get into the PCL playoffs. So that's my take on tonight's sports. Let's go ahead and turn off the things. Okay, I'm gonna switch this over. Okay, switch this out. Okay, this concludes tonight's Saturday night edition of the Sports Talk with Kerry Wehmeyer show for Saturday, July 13th. We will be back again tomorrow, regular schedule. Hopefully, once again, everybody made it out well with this tropical storm slash hurricane. Um, so hopefully you didn't have no damage in your area. Um, once again, our thoughts and condolences. Our thoughts go out to the people in the East Bank of Plaquemines Parish with the backfall levees breaking today. There was no Mississippi River um, levees broken, so that's good news for us here in the state of Louisiana. It was just the one of those backfall levees that's in um, in the Murder Grove area. So that's if you're not familiar with the Murder Grove area of Plaquemines Parish, Plaquemines Parish is right across the river from us. Um, and also the East Bank of Plaquemines is right down the road from here. So um, um, Murder Grove is located um, about maybe 12 minutes from Bell Chase. So also, we also have our thoughts go out to the people in Morgan City and also across the state. Hopefully, we get this storm out of here and everybody can clean up and get back to some normalcy for this week. So we're thinking about you. So that's my take um, on that. I will see everybody back here again tomorrow. So if you want to come back in, we'll be back on tomorrow. So everybody have a good and safe rest of your Saturday evening.